Okay, so today we're going deep on this novel, Aidan.
All right.
And the premise is really interesting, right? It's about this guy, Adam,
Okay.
and he's at the end of his life,
Okay.
and he has this one last conversation with his AI companion, and the AI's name is Aidan.
Interesting.
So for this deep dive, we're actually just using the marketing material for the book itself, which I think is kind of cool, right? It's all about like, what kind of legacy do we leave behind? What makes a life, worthwhile or meaningful?
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And it's especially interesting with the AI element, right? Because like, what does it mean to have this kind of final reckoning with this AI companion? Is that going to be a thing in the future?
Yeah, I mean, it makes you think, right? Like, if we had this kind of technology, who would we want to talk to? And what would we want to, like, hash out?
Exactly.
So anyway, the marketing stuff for this book talks about Adam's journey, right? He starts in Cape Town, super ambitious. Then he goes after the American dream, all that jazz. So it seems like the book will really explore all those big questions about life and what matters.
And it's interesting because the way they talk about his wife Jane in the marketing material makes me think the book is going to contrast his ambition with something else.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, they say that Jane made every place feel like home, which suggests like a warmth and stability that maybe Adam was missing in his pursuit of success.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of like a grounding force in his life.
Right, exactly.
And then you have the whole AI angle, which is impossible to ignore these days, right? Like AI is everywhere. And this book seems to be asking if it will make our relationships better or just replace them altogether.
It's a huge question, right? And I wonder if the book will say that AI itself is the problem or if it's more about Adam's choices. Like if he had focused on relationships more, maybe having this AI at the end wouldn't feel so empty.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, I'm not sure, but it's interesting to think about, right? Like, is technology a scapegoat or are we just not prioritizing the things that really matter?
Yeah, totally. And the book's marketing material definitely touches on this idea of regret.
Oh, yeah.
It was like Adam's looking back and wondering if it was all worth it.
That's heavy.
It is. And, it's not just that he went after money. It's that his whole identity seems tied up in it. Like that was his measure of success.
And that makes me think about how we define success today. Is it all about productivity and achievement? Are we setting ourselves up for the same kind of reckoning that Adam seems to be having?
Yeah, it's like, are we all on this treadmill of achievement and not really stopping to ask if it's even taking us in the right direction? Are we, trading real connections for the sake of getting ahead?
And that's a scary thought, right? Because it seems like this book, Aidan, is not just about one man's past, but also like a warning about what our future could be like.
A cautionary tale almost.
Exactly. And it makes you ask, like, is all this convenience and efficiency really worth it if we lose those human connections?
Right. And I think that's the big takeaway the book wants us to think about.
What do you mean?
Well, the marketing material really emphasizes that true meaning comes from love and relationships and the stories we share, the things that make us human.
It's a good reminder, especially in a world that's so obsessed with technology and progress.
Absolutely.
It makes you think about your own life, right? Like, what would you want your own AI companion to say about you at the end? What stories would it tell?
That's a really good question.
Yeah, it's something to think about.
Definitely.
Okay.
Thanks for joining me for this deep dive on Aidan.
Yeah.
I think this is a book that will really stay with us.
For sure.
And hopefully it'll get us all thinking about what really matters in life, beyond all the hustle and bustle.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, until next time.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.